the hot button topic, and it's really hot button because we need people to really understand what this means, because some people get it, some people follow politics, and they understand the effects. Some people work for the government, so they definitely are understanding and feeling it. But the trickle down effect of some of you that may not really understand what this shutdown means, what the United Healthcare and Ascension squabble means. And we just need you. We don't want to have to come back and be like, see, this is what we was talking about.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? It's like we have to understand how important it is to be proactive about it instead of just being reactive. Because a lot of these things, he's saying to your face, saying like, yep, man, then I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to do that, and I'm going to do this. And a lot of people are just FAAFOing.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
We played the clip earlier of Trump talking about sending people to Washington, sending the National Guard to Washington, sending the National Guard to all these different places. And then we played a clip of how much it's going to cost to send these National Guard members to these different cities.
1.6 million a day, 134 million used by LA.
Yeah, that's a lot of money, right? Mm-hmm. Now we got a shutdown. And this was, like I said, I watched C-SPAN, y'all. And just yesterday, they're having a committee meeting about sending National Guard sending the National Guard to different places. And what we don't realize is that when that National Guard is going to these places, that's costing us money. And Trump is using the National Guard as to do more of his petty work, right? To do more of his petty business.
Right.
They had a whole committee meeting called the Blue City Chaos. And what does that mean? That means cities that are run by Democratic mayors are chaotic. So we got to send the national. That's just politics. So they're spending your money on politics when the truth of the matter is these states that they're sending them to, the crime level isn't as high as other states. So even if you do believe that you need the National Guard because the crime is so high, well, then my man that we're about to play got a different. Senator Dick Durbin from Illinois is saying, he's saying a little bit different. What Dick talking about? Pause.
Yeah.
Look no further than its title, Blue City Chaos, which falsely suggests that communities with Democratic leaders are less safe than communities with Republican leaders. Let's look at the reality. For the last 2 decades, the murder rate in my home state of Illinois has been lower than the murder rate in Missouri, Louisiana, and Alabama, all states represented by Republicans on this committee. Or take a look at Shreveport, Louisiana, a city with a Republican mayor and a Republican governor represented in Congress by the Speaker of the House and 2 Republican senators. FBI statistics show that Shreveport has a higher violent crime rate than Washington, D.C.
Higher violent crime rate than Washington, D.C., but he took over Washington, D.C. He's talking about taking over Chicago, but all of these red states have a higher crime per capita than Chicago does and then Illinois does, but it's the Blue City Chaos. That's his ego. That's his pettiness. That's his wanting to take over these areas and going to cost you money.
Right.
So even if you don't care about none of that and all you care about is the bottom line, we've already told you that this is going to cost you $120 million every time he sends his National Guard someplace. So are you okay with that?
Right. Hashtag MKE on the YouTube page said, a massive majority of the black demographic is already impacted, but they are in denial on the basis of whether employment and shelter should be their focus, but they are focused on securing benefits that will no longer exist. Even businesses, they trying to secure grants and other government contracts. If you don't have the complexion for the connection, it no longer exists for you. And also came black to say that's an abject denial when they should be securing themselves by seeking employment and shelter before winter hits. Salute, Durbin B. Bruce said.
You just made black people squirrels right there.
Yeah.
They should be seeking shelter before winter hits. That's
hibernation.
That's hibernation stuff.
Yeah.
Right
so
I didn't get it, but that's cool. He usually on point. Yeah, Big Bruce, salute Durbin. Durbin came with it. And let me just say this. I also want to add this. Is the federal government so short in money that they don't have smart boards? Because why is that brother standing behind him holding up a sign like it's a football game? I didn't get that. And
Was he holding up the stats?
Yeah.
To represent.
what's up, Andrew?
They're keeping Stables employed, all right?
Come on, man.
Keeping Kiko's employed.
That's who it is. Because why don't they have a smart board? I want the government to have a smart board where all he has to do is press a button. Now, I understand Dick Durbin is dropping knowledge, but Dick is about old as dirt, and so maybe he couldn't press a button. I don't know. Damn.
Is his name Richard or something?
On that thing, it said Dick Durbin.
Yeah, I know. It's just
Come on, man.
Keep saying it.
His name is Dick. That man's name was Dick, wasn't it, or something?
Oh, damn! We got a long way to go before a break.
Listen, man.
I can't even go to a break.
Listen, though, but
Top 10 most dangerous cities.
Let's get back to being focused. Put that back up, Andrew. Wait, take it down. The top 10 most focused.
Yeah, no, it's here.
Look, I want to see it again. And so what I'm saying is, the
You don't
top
see
10.
it?
I see it now.
Oh, okay.
It went away. East St. Louis, Detroit, Memphis, Birmingham, Baltimore. These are cities, right?
Mm-hmm.
And these are the top 10 most dangerous cities. But as a state as a whole, these other places have more violence as a whole. So because we live in an urban center and all of our violence is in one urban center, he's making it like blue city chaos. Well, what about blue state savagery? You know what I'm saying? I'm just making the S's match up. Blue state savagery, or red state savagery. What about that? Because we talked about what happens in Alabama when they had the kids buried and was doing all the wild stuff.
Right.
We talk about these judges and these politicians that are doing crazy stuff, these red politicians. So what about that? But again, the bottom line is they wasting your money. And they're creating an issue that isn't there because crime has been down in these areas. They're creating an issue that isn't there just to waste your money. So you talking about it ain't going to affect me. And yeah, we should send the National. Okay, let them send the National Guard someplace. But then you have some natural disaster in your hometown and you not getting no money for it. Your special ed in your city gets cut down because they ain't got the money for it. All the stuff, your SNAP benefits get cut because they ain't got. But you wanted the National Guard in Chicago. That's where your money went.
We're black, and we're going to go to the True Talk text lines, and we'll also address the bubble theory. Security Mike, great morning. Love you, appreciate you. You hear the conversation. What's your truth?
Hey, how y'all doing? How you doing, Dane?
I'm all right, brother. How you doing?
That last caller, well, that female, but anyway, these black Trump supporters, they're mad. They're mad now because it's definitely going to affect them. I bet money that last caller, she was a Trump supporter because her last thing was, y'all worried about food stamps. Well, you better be worried about food stamps because it ain't only about food stamps. It's about their entitlements. That's what they're after now. That's why they cut funding for special ed kids, and they want to cut the FEMA, they want to cut the Section 8, all that entitlement stuff. They're after that now. So you better be worried about food stamps because these young brothers don't get that $2.90 to eat. They're going to be out here on the street robbing folks just to eat. Things are getting that bad. And the black Trump supporters, they're mad now. I got a couple of uncles now. Y'all said something about they may not get the FEMA money. They already living over there with mold and stuff. See, Trump is messing with people's lives, and people are going to lose lives behind this, man. Serious. Yeah. But these blacks voted for Trump. I know I'm a patrol driver, but every time I want to supplement my income, I'm always delivering. Last year I was delivering, during the election, I was delivering for the Friars on 27th and Center over there. So many blacks were coming in talking about the streets voting for Trump. Streets vote for Trump. So many females that I encountered and was talking to was dissing Kamala and say they vote for Trump. A lot of them probably got Section 8. They're going to feel it. They are going to feel it. That's all I got to say, man. Y'all keep up the good work, man.
Appreciate it. And
real talk.
And the thing that I mentioned, Damon, that we've been talking about is, again, directly or indirectly, you are going to feel it, and it's not going to be light. It's going to be abusive. You're going to get slapped hard. It's going to be, because And this is why, tell people to come back and listen to this morning's show, just so they can really kind of get a breakdown of it. So even the some of the younger women out there that think it's all sweet, make them listen to it. Make them watch the show so they can really understand how these kind of things are affecting you. Even if you think it's not affecting you now, I don't care if you are a stripper. When there's nobody that can come to the damn strip club to pay you for dancing, and be like, where are all the big spenders at?
That's real talk.
They're being affected.
That's real talk.
They are being affected. And so because they're being affected, that's why they can't afford to come to the damn strip club. They losing everything. They realizing that the money that they thought they have, they don't have anymore.
Omar just broke it down to the
layman terms.
So it had to be broke. So if the stripper ain't getting no money, brother, you ain't getting no money.
I'm just saying.
I feel you.
And you at home with your wife. Where you should have been in the first damn place. I'm just saying.
Listen,
keeping it real to the next level.
I'm a stripper, so I'm gonna shut my mouth. But listen, well, let's go back to the first caller. I'm not gonna repeat it. If you missed it, you missed it. Let's go. But yeah, like Homer said, y'all make sure y'all can see all of this stuff we talk about. Send the link to YouTube, to the Facebook Live, to the app. Send it to
people,
so that they can go back later on. If they can't listen to it from 7 to 9, they can listen to it from 6 to 8. Make sure they go listen to it, right?
Right.
And they go check it out when they got time. But the first caller that my man was responding to, and she was talking about, now y'all worried about SNAP. Well, we have to understand that's again what he was saying, and he kind of picked up on the theme of today, is that you're living in a bubble. Mm-hmm. All of this stuff, and she even said it herself, they playing chess, not checkers. When you playing chess, you can't be worried about the queen, right? Because you have to be worried about it, but if you just focused on that one issue, and let's say the queen is an issue, you just focus on that, then they going to come get you with the rook. They going to come get you with the bush. So you have to focus on everything. And the SNAP and all of this that we're talking about is painting the big picture of what we need to be defending against. And what we need to be defending ourselves against is the moves of Trump and what he's doing and what that administration is doing, whether you're a Republican, whether you Democrat, if you black, that is directly affecting you. And if you love black people, you should be like, let's find a way to get out of these bubbles that we in and defend against the moves of this government.
Real talk. Again, if you'd like to give your truth, 833-212-1017, 833-212-1017 on our YouTube and Facebook Live page and X page at 1017 The Truth. Said millions of Americans are facing food stamp cuts as grocery costs continue to rise. And a lot of you who are being invited to dinner, whether you know it or not, whether the person is legally getting EBT or they've consumed the EBT that someone was illegally selling to make these meals. Again, you gonna learn today. I'm just telling you. Listen, this is the butt naked truth. You feel what I'm saying?
$134 million he spent sending the National Guard to Los Angeles to harass U.S. citizens. $134 million. But now we got a shutdown, and ain't nobody getting no money.
Real talk.
But he's still on the day of the shutdown. Let's bring it all back. He's still on the day of the shutdown talking about he needs to send National Guard places. The government is shut down, player. Right. And you're not worried about that, huh?
Right.
Because he kind of wants that. Like I said, he want to be that landlord that moves all the tenants out and uses they shut it down, so now you don't have a job anyway, so I don't have to pay you. And who those people that are going to get fired? They're going to be black people.
That's right.
Because already they done got rid of all of the black women in the federal government. They walking on pins and needles. Now it's coming for you, black man. You working for ICE, and you think you helping and you getting money working for ICE. Now when they have to start cutting people, who they going to cut first? They not going to cut them up. They going to cut you.
Hello.
So you better wake up. So everybody living in a bubble, your bubble is about to bust.
Yeah.
Unless you wake up and realize that bubble is not going to protect you from everything that's going on outside.
Hashtag all MKE said on our YouTube page, said Funny thing, remember last quarter they fired the Department of Labor and Statistics head because she wouldn't fudge the numbers, and they just released a negative jobs report revision from last month. The numbers don't lie. It's going down.
It's going down. The numbers do not lie, and he's right. They did fire people. They see that's what I'm saying. They're making us dumber. Mm-hmm. And in making the government dumber, like I've been saying this all week, the government sets the precedent. The federal government sets the precedent for the level of expectation that people have going with when they're dealing with municipalities of governments of any type, the federal government, right? So if you got a dude up there with 34 felonies, you got a dude up there that's firing all the black women, that's firing everybody,
that's right,
letting the government be shut down just because he's petty,
right?
And don't want to have Obamacare be re-upped. And so what do you think is going to trickle down to all of these other people that want to act that way, but haven't been able to act that way because they know the government was going to get on them? Now they're going to start firing black women, and we've seen that. They're going to start doing the same things he's doing, and so it's going to affect you in that way as well. So you may think you got a nice, cushy job, but that federal government ain't there to protect you no more. How cushy that job going to be?
Right. And people relied on that. You get what I'm saying? Because they wasn't trying to help in any other way.
Yeah, the federal government has protected black people ever since the Reconstruction era, even though they sold us out with the Rutherford B. Hayes, all that stuff. They sold us. But anyway, essentially it's been protecting us, right? Now you have Trump in office, and he's given up on the gentleman's agreement. He doesn't care what happens to us anymore.
That's right.
What do you think these other people that are below him going down that totem pole, so to speak, you think they're going to protect you now?
Man, the same ones that feel like they don't have to hide how they felt for all of their lives are out in the open.
Say it again, Homer.
Those that used to have to try to hide,
there you go,
don't have to hide anymore. They can just be right there out in the public and be like, yes. And guess what? The federal government is not going to tell them that they're wrong. You are not going to be able to sue for discrimination. What?
You can no longer to sue for discrimination. It's got to go to X, Y, and Z, and then the federal the DOJ has to approve.
Right.
That you can sue for discrimination. So now you're talking about a Trump-led DOJ gonna have to approve for me.
Hello.
But we say all of that. But we say all of this to say to y'all, get out your bubbles because you think it's not gonna affect you. It is,
and that is what we're trying to say. That's what we're trying to let you know. And again, some people will still sit like, "Well, it ain't gonna affect me." It is. It is. It has. And sometimes you don't even understand. Right. You don't even understand. So when you end up saying, well, but they can't do this, they've already done it. You're letting them do it before you even start realizing and trying to say, but they can't do this, though. It's like, yeah, that's what we were telling you about 3 months ago when this was happening, that this is going to be the cause and effect of it all.
Listen, I've been one of those people, and I said this the other day. When they were talking about Project 2025, and I went and read it, perused it. I ain't read all of it. I ain't gonna lie.
Right.
When I went and perused
because it's a lot.
I saw things, and I was like, oh, they can't do that. They can't do that. They can't do that. That's not what I was the person saying that. I'm a highly educated person, well-read, and even I was saying, nah, they can't do that. But in reality, they can do that, and they are doing that. So joke's on me. It's joke's on you. I'm telling y'all from experience, the joke was on me, and now I see the joke. You better see this joke.
Man.
They laughing, but you ain't gonna be laughing.
Listen, I'm telling you, I said that he gonna make it where he can end up staying and getting another term. People didn't want to hear it.
Nope.
We got to get ready to take care of some bills, but people wanted to think that that's impossible because he got to do this and he got to do that. And guess what? Haven't you not seen all of the other stuff that he wasn't able to do or wasn't supposed to be able to do?
That he's doing.
And he's doing it all.